Today we're introducing you to a military veteran who was on the verge of taking his own life after serving our country. Thankfully, he found a way to turn things around, and now he's helping other vets do the same. He's this week's 4-star Chicagoan, and here's his story.
Lift for the 22 is an organization I started that's designed to fight veteran suicide and increase the transitional positive outcomes of the veteran community by providing them with free gym memberships. I joined the military in 2007 as a Navy corpsman, which is a medic with the Marines, and I served for 6 years. When I separated from the service, I had a leg injury that was a non-combat related incident. It got me kicked out of the military, and I had plans to serve 20 years in the military. When my plans got derailed, it kind of put me in a bad position, and that caused for me a lot of depression issues, a lot of anxiety issues from my nerve condition, from the pain that I was experiencing, from my marriage falling apart, from the financial issues that I was facing, and that ultimately culminated in me almost committing suicide. So I called 2 of my buddies from the military and I said, hey guys, I'm just done. I'm checking out, I'm done. And they showed up for me and they took me to the gym. And when they took me to the gym, I'm laying there on the ground and I'm sweating and I'm breathing heavy and I'm looking up at the ceiling, and I had this realization that I don't feel all of the anxiety, all of the depression, all of the anxiousness that I felt literally an hour before when I was ready to end my life. So after going to the gym for about a year and really taking care of myself, I got out of my wheelchair, I got off of the depression meds, I got off of the anxiety meds, I got off of the pain meds, and I realized that if this worked for me, it could work for other people.
I'm a disabled vet as well. Jumped out of an airplane at 1,500 feet and my chute didn't open up all the way. Right? Afghanistan beat my back up as well. So when I came off of active duty, right, I have to work out. And if not, I just kind of fall apart. I have to work out. But at least I feel like I have a network and a support team while I'm doing it.
Having an outlet to win simple battles, pick up that first weight, you've already won a battle. By finishing that last set, you've won another battle. And it's all about transitioning with small battles and small victories.
The gym is a great place to let go. It gives you an opportunity to think clearly. It gives you a place to take care of yourself. And it also helps you start to stimulate the aspect of self-worth. If you can achieve goals in the gym, you can achieve goals in your life.
I think it's so important as a gym to be able to be open to welcome back in our veterans and get them feeling good about their bodies, and every gym should offer those memberships. We need to take care of our country's veterans since they take care of us.
Finding out that a veteran getting access to our program saved their life or changed the course of whatever negative outcome that they were heading towards really feels good.
Carter is one of the most genuine people that I've met, and the reality is getting behind something that you can believe in. And Carter took something that helped him out, and he was passionate about it. His passion shows with how far and how fast it's grown.
Knowing that there's a veteran out there that is going to have a better life, that's going to have a future with their kids, that's going to have a future in their marriage, that's going to be living a productive and fulfilled life because of this program, that's such an amazing feeling to know that we've been able to create that kind of impact for the community. Teamwork is the biggest thing that we hit on in the military. You cannot fight the enemy and win a war without a team. And we are fighting this war as a team.
Please welcome the founder of Lift for the 22, Carter Davis.
Hi, Carter.
Hi, Carter. First off, thank you so much for your service and for defending our country. We're so happy that you've turned things around. The very name of this foundation, Lift for the 22, has very significant meaning.
So in 2012, the VA released a study saying that 22 veterans commit suicide a day.
A day.
In 2016, they came out with a new study saying 20 veterans commit suicide a day. But the significance of Lift for the 22 is that's where the movement began. The movement began with that 22 number. You know, 22 veterans are losing their battle every day because of a broken transitional system, and that's what we're trying to fix.
Right, and you say there's a common misconception about veterans and PTSD. It's not,
Yes.
The PTSD is really not necessarily from the combat, but about this transitional period.
Yeah, so PTSD is only affects about 30% of the veterans that commit suicide. The other 70% of veterans that commit suicide never saw combat. So if you just look at that mathematical fact, we know that transition is the problem. It's not just PTSD, but typically the media wants to group veterans issues with war and PTSD, and it's just not the case. We've got to fix transition.
Right, because you come back, you got to find yourself, you got to find a job. Typically don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of resources. Those are all things that our country really needs to.
You're reinventing your whole life again. It's not just switching jobs like a lot of people think it is. It is reinventing your entire life, reinventing who you are. So when you go through something like that, and you couple that with financial issues, marriages failing, things like that, you get vets that commit suicide.
Well, veterans are known to be so tough. If someone's watching, if they're a veteran or they are related to a veteran or know a veteran, what signs should they be looking out for? Because I think a lot of veterans don't talk about what they're going through.
Isolation. Isolation is the key indicator. Suicide, I saw a statistic, and I can't remember where I saw it, or I'd state where I saw it. It was about 70% of veterans that commit suicide alcohol was involved that evening or that day or whatever it was as well. So, you know, with what Lift for the 22 is trying to do, we're trying to change the tone. Get back into the gym. Let's do something positive as a community. Let's not circle ourselves around the bar and around that concept anymore. Let's go into a place of positivity and find community again.
Right, and you have a lot of gyms involved in this, right?
Yes. We have 289 gyms have joined our movement in the last 3 years.
Wow. That's amazing.
So,
and the thing for me is that you could have picked a number of different ways to help with the transition, but you picked exercise for a reason, because not only does it release positive endorphins, but it also, like we were talking in the commercial breaks, it's very structured like the military.
It is.
So it kind of brings them back to what they already know. It helps them reach goals. Speak to that a little more.
goal achieving is the #1 concept of using the gym to fight the cause that we're fighting. When you go into the gym every day and you pick up the extra 5 pounds you couldn't pick up the day before, or you run for that extra minute you couldn't make it the day before, and you make those little goals in your life that you start achieving, it turns into, when you leave the gym, you start achieving goals in your life.
Yes.
You start going after that degree you wanted to go after. You start taking care of grandma when you weren't able to take care of grandma before. You start doing all these other things in life that are based on goals and fixing transition.
Right. Speaking of, you're in nursing school, so things are going well for you, and you're engaged.
I am, yeah, I just got engaged.
Congratulations.
So, very happy. Life is going well right now. We're excited.
Yeah.
If there's a gym watching right now that wants to get involved, how would they get involved with you?
Email me, info@liftforthe22.org. I'd love to hear from you. We ask gyms to donate a few gym memberships a year to the cause. We buy memberships with money that we raise from the community. And you know, that accumulation of 289 gyms that we've partnered with in the country has turned into over 3,700 gym memberships being donated to the cause.
That's wonderful. And you've got a big event coming up soon.
Yes, so here in Chicago, we're excited to be launching the Get Fun, Get Fit event. And the Get Fun, Get Fit event is going to be hosted at Studios Fuse, which is a new fitness concept that just opened over in Lincoln Park. And we're going to be doing that here in a few weeks. And we're really excited to be working with them to help more veterans.
All right, speaking of getting fit, you know, this one's pretty fit.
Yeah?
So are you.
Yeah, but I think that a push-up contest should happen between the two of you.
How about we do the 22 push-up challenge?
22
22?
push-up challenge. All right, read that first.
All right, for more on Lift for the 22, head to WindyCityLive.com. And as always, if you know someone who should be our next 4-star Chicagoan, send an email to WCL@WindyCityLive.com. Make sure to put 4-star Chicagoan in the subject line.